Family, I'm back again with another hot information, guys. This is another information for you. You probably know it, you probably don't know it. So let me talk about London. I'm talking about the Black Pool. So if you don't know the term, the Black Pool was a term back in the 16, 17, 18, all the way towards the 1900 that were for black people that who escaped their slave masters or black servants or indentured labour. Those black people were in England and escaped their masters, and they ended up in area in London, which is the most impoverished area in London. That area was the East End, Seven Dials, Mile End, Paddington, Marylebone, and all those areas. So that's today also Essex and all of that area. So they lived in that area extensively, and they were not able basically to go anywhere else apart from that area because they're very poor, and some of them worked as beggars, entertainers to entertain people on the streets to beg for money and have all of that. So at that time, so that is why they call them the Black Poor. The Black Poor, again, there's another fact that people won't really understand, and they might going to say, oh, it's arguable. But the cockney or the mockney accent was just born on that time and in that impoverished area of London, which is, they call it the East End, right? Back in the 1500, and that. So because as a result of those people, so the black poor, those black people are slaves. Also, some of them are slaves, some of them aren't, and they call them blackmoors as well. You know, the term blackmoors at that time, also they called them that names, and there was also a time that where Queen Elizabeth I also sent a letter about the blackmoors as well on that time around the 1784. Again, there's another thing you need to learn about as well, that the cockney accent was born in that time, that's what I said earlier, but also there's one thing that people may not gonna say, oh, that history, I didn't even know anything about that history. What happened to those people then? What happened to them? Because those people at the time, mostly intermarried, interracial marriages at that time was not really welcomed by a lot of people, especially because those black people aren't really, from that popular. So their numbers, basically, people might going to say the numbers more than 30,000, 50,000 is arguable. So, because at that time they're not really considered as humans or probably subhumans, and that's why some of the people they might going to say, oh no, how do I know that? All right, one of them as well. There was one of them a writer. Also, a writer was born in a slave ship. At the time, his father killed himself because he refused to be a slave. He said, I'd rather kill myself than be a slave. And another one, and his mother died early. So he was born in a slave ship, but then he came to, after that, he came to England from New Granada or Grenada. When it came to New Granada, so he became a writer, musician, a poet, and he campaigned heavily, do you know what I mean, in the abolition of the slave trade at the time in England. So many of us, I think we brush that history under the carpet, and only if you search about that history, you'll find little bit tiny things about the history. But now you know that, guys. You know that this is a fact information. A lot of you people never really gone into that, right? So another thing, when people say, black people only talking about the Windrush generations, but the Windrush generation was an early one. But there's an early which is the Black Poor. The Black Poor also, they created an organisation for them at that time because they were very poor. They're always sleeping. They slept on the streets. No homes. Homelessness was really all over the place. Was wild. So then they created a committee of the Black Poor. The committee of the Black Poor that where they used to home them, in almshouses and hostels and all those kind of places, so that in order to escape those areas, they don't want it to be like that. So now the diversity of England has always been there. It's always been there since the time then when when the cockney was born, also at the time when the Huguenots and those kind of immigration, the Persians and a lot of other people that came in there and intermarried with the Black Poors, and that's when the cockney was born. But now you notice that there's many things that people won't even talk about that, but mainly now we know that historically that black people have always been there since the Roman time, before 1066 again, 1066 on they've always been around. Yeah, they've always been around. So you lot understand and just read your history, go back and fact check as well, the things as well. So the blackmoors has always been there, and that term has always been called for those people. Yeah, many of them also, they said that many of them, some of them went back to Sierra Leone, after they fought American, war of independence. They fought with the British, and then after that, some of them they chose to go there. Some of them they just I can't go there, and some of them just ran away and lived in somewhere around England, right? And that and the Spanish also, you got to understand that after the collapse of the Moorish kingdom in in Spain, France, and Italy, Portugal, and all those areas. So some of them stayed, some of them never stayed, some of them came to England, and that's a historical fact. Yeah, if you look at the archives is always, always tells the truth, because there's many archives that we didn't look into it, but now things are coming out. People make their own research, so you lot just go and make your own research. Listen, read, yeah, rewrite your history, rewrite factual information and things. So the black pool. Now you know that the black pool was a story even before the Windrush generation, before a lot of time. Also, another factor that you need to understand. So the black pool, that term was also being described, that they call everyone that black Asian also, because the term Asian was not really being called to people with South Asia. People from South Asia and people from Africa, they were all called black, right? At that term in England at that time. So now you know that, yeah. But then I think that that ethnicity and that people have been start calling people different ethnicities and things like that after the Windrush. That correct me if I'm wrong. So now you know that people. I hope you understand the term the Black Poor, who came up with a Cockney accent because as a result of the migration and people that migrated from all sort of European countries. All right, bless, man, stay blessed. Bye.